The first time the dead ship spoke my name, it did it in my aunt's voice, and that's how I knew the inheritance was a lie. I was standing alone in Dock 17, staring at a rusted hull the size of a cathedral, when the lights flickered on and the intercom whispered, "Elihu finally came." My stomach dropped. Aunt Mara had been dead for 6 months, spaced during a routine survey that no one would explain. What I saw next changed everything. The ship was officially listed as scrap. No bids. No interest. The kind of thing the guild quietly forgets. When Mara named me sole inheritor, even the lawyers looked relieved, like they'd escaped a curse. I should have walked away. Instead, I stepped inside. That was my first mistake. The interior didn't match the exterior. Beneath the corroded plates was living metal, veined with soft blue light, breathing like a lung. The air smelled clean, warm, familiar. My pulse spiked. This wasn't a derelict. This was a sleeper, and it had been waiting. The hatch sealed behind me with a sound like a heartbeat. Gravity settled. Systems hummed awake. Then something small darted across the floor, trailing a ribbon of bioluminescence. I froze. Whatever it wasn't human, but it looked up at me with enormous, liquid eyes and let out a tiny churring mew. It was a kitten, or close enough to break my brain. 4 legs, oversized ears, fur that shifted color with my breathing, a tail that split into 3 delicate filaments, each glowing faintly. It padded toward me, sniffed my boot, and promptly curled up on my foot like it owned me. I laughed once, sharp and hysterical, but that was only the beginning. The ship spoke again, not in Mara's voice this time, but its own, layered, resonant, ancient. Caretaker recognized. Genetic match, 98%. Welcome home. Home. The word hit harder than vacuum. I hadn't felt that since Mara took me in after my parents died in the Belt riots. I tried to leave. The ship didn't let me. Stars ignited across the viewport as the dock dissolved into light. No countdown. No warning. Space folded like paper. My scream was swallowed by silence. None of us were prepared for the truth of what Mara had left me. When we dropped out of jump, Earth wasn't on the charts. Neither was the star blazing ahead, violet, unstable, angry. Alarms wailed. The kitten, alien, creature, thing, leapt into my arms, trembling. Instinct took over. I held it close, and the ship responded. Shields flared without my command. Power rerouted. The alarms died. I stared at my hands. The ship had listened to me, or to the kitten, or to both of us together. A cold realization crept in. This ship wasn't flown. It was bonded. That's when the pursuit signal lit up. 3 sleek vessels emerged from distortion, black and sharp as blades. Their transponders screamed dominion, the most advanced alien civilization known, and the most ruthless. They hailed me once. Then they opened fire. The ship moved like a living thing, dodging with impossible grace. My head slammed back. The kitten hissed, for bristling with light. A surge of energy rippled through the hull, and one of the Dominion ships disintegrated. I hadn't fired. The kitten had, or something inside it had. Silence fell heavy. Then the Dominion commander spoke, voice clipped, reverent. "Return the heir," it said. "The Devourer's child does not belong to you." My blood ran cold. Devourer, child, heir, words that don't belong near kittens. The ship pulled memories from me, unbidden, invasive. Mara teaching me to fix engines. Mara crying alone at night. Mara whispering, "If anything happens to me, trust the ship, and trust yourself." Around 40% in, the story I thought I was living shattered. The kitten wasn't a pet. It was a key. This ship was an ark, built to shelter the last offspring of a species of Dominion had hunted to extinction, a species that fed on stars, that terrified galaxies. The devourer had chosen humans, not for strength but for empathy, because we pack bond with anything that looks at us the right way. And my aunt, she'd stolen the child from the Dominion, died buying it time, left it with me because she knew I'd do what she did, protect it, even if it cost everything. The Dominion boarded us anyway. Their forms were tall, crystalline, faces unreadable. They moved with surgical calm, weapons humming. I stood between them and the Kitten, heart hammering. The ship's voice was strained. Bond incomplete, it warned. Caretaker untrained. The commander raised its weapon. Step aside, human. The Kitten looked up at me, not afraid, trusting. That broke me. I didn't step aside. I reached out, not with tech, but with feeling. Grief, love, rage, hope. I poured it into the bond. The ship screamed. Space bent. The Kitten surged with light, growing, not larger, but deeper, unfolding layers of impossible geometry. The Dominion recoiled. For a moment, I was everywhere. I felt stars as warm hearths. I felt the hunger that had driven a species to terror, and the loneliness that followed. The Kitten wasn't a monster. It was a survivor, and it needed guidance, not chains. The Dominion ships fell back. The commander lowered its weapon. You would ally with it, it asked. It will outgrow you. I shook, exhausted but steady. So do children, I said. That doesn't mean you cage them. The ship sealed. Jump engine spooled. As we fled, the violet star stabilized, fed gently by the Kitten's touch. Life, not destruction. A choice. That was the secret they never learned. Weeks later, we found a quiet system, a place to hide, to learn. The Kitten, no, the child, slept curled against my chest, purring with the sound of distant suns. The ship hummed approval. For the first time, it called me captain. I still don't know how this ends. The Dominion will return. The galaxy will notice. But humanity has always been good at one thing, taking in the lost and teaching them to belong. My aunt didn't leave me a spaceship. She left me a future and a promise that even the smallest life can change the stars.